Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? Here you go, CheFPV here. All the different things, right? Zero Grunt FPV everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, all that. Today, though, it's been a couple of days of me kind of being sick. You guys, a lot of people know that Steele was in town on Thursday. We went out all day long and we had an epic day. It was just crazy, crazy quad stuff, from flying at the park to tiny whooping here at my place. And all those videos are up, or at least a couple that I made. After that day, I don't know what it is, but I got sick as heck on Friday. All day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even today. I did my work today because I had to work, but I was not feeling very well. So I'm actually down, like, two of my quads are broken. The Rana has a broken power cable. I just got to resolder. The Coyote, which is kind of top secret, but you'll see very soon, which is my main other rig right now from All Carbon RC. It has a broken arm. A couple of arms are actually in the mail. Should be here tomorrow. My Titan, I've been waiting for a new Cicada ESC for. Got that from my good dude Gannon at Black Star Drones. And unfortunately, USPS failed us, and a package he shipped on the 2nd of November did not show up until Saturday. In the meantime, he actually resent the package last week because it still hadn't shown up or hadn't even moved from Brooklyn, and it wasn't, by any means of his fault, but he sent a whole nother package. So I've got that. And in the meantime, I've just got other stuff that has found its way to the bench in the last basically kind of week that I have not had a chance to really do anything with. So I wanted to kind of just do a catch-up video like I used to do, kind of a what are we up to, what are we going to be up to, and just take a look at a couple things, tell you what we're going to do with them, what we're going to be kind of talking about in the next couple of videos over the next few days. With the holidays coming up, I'll have definitely some time to really put some decent content out around a lot of this stuff. And I actually have a new list of some videos I want to make. And so that's what we're going to kind of talk about real quick. So here you go. I'm going to get you closer. There's the table, right? I mean, it's got a pile of goodness. So we'll start with the whoops. The whoops are here because I have two that are already on these frames. One, actually the red one, was an Eachine E010 that I actually got for review, and it's now been actually the frame swapped over to one of my tiny whoops. In doing so, I really did realize that this frame is just top notch. It's the best frame you can get right now for the dollar for the tiny whoop. So I have a couple other whoops, obviously, and I ordered some new Eachine frames for them. They were like $7, man, and each one comes with like 8 props, blue and then gray and black. So I got a couple of those, and that's for converting the whoops over. So I got two of them are converted, and I've got 2 more right here that need conversion. So we're going to do a video on converting not only the FPV Inductrix, but also just a standard whoop over to one of those frames, and we'll do that in the next week. It's pretty straightforward, but there's a few tips that I can kind of show you that I think will help a lot of people and answer a few questions that I see a lot of. So besides that, let's see what else. Apex battery straps. These 300 mil straps are amazing. They're what I use on my BMC 3D GoPro mounts that I use. I use them on everything, right? Like those are my GoPro mounts. So I need a 300 mil strap, and the reason I do is because those mounts will strap right around the battery and the frame with a 300 mil strap. Now these are super great because they're also rubberized. The rubber will peel off a little bit on some of these when you kind of peel them apart. I'm not worried about it because the rubber's not necessary for what I need it for, but they're real solid, great strap. I've only torn and broken these in really the worst of crashes. So I love these. Amazon, like, again, $6 for 5 or something. Awesome stuff. Heavy duty, let's see if you can read that. Heavy duty Velcro battery strap. There you go. 20 by 300 5-pack. So we got those. What's this? I don't even know. Oh, I think I know what this is. Okay, yeah. So we'll talk about this next. So Unify VTXs. Bam. TBS Triumph Unify Race VTX. So this is the new one. The Unify Pro Race. There you go. High voltage. I love the Unify Pro. Whether it's high voltage or low voltage, I don't really care. But we're going to do a video on these two coming up, a couple of tips about them, as well as how to use pit mode and some of the other features. I've had some questions recently, and apparently I came off as a jerk to somebody today. It is somewhat hard to figure out until you have one in your hand, but once you have one in your hand, it's super easy. So along with those now basically are all SMAs, and unfortunately, all of what I run is RPSMA, right? So there's a reason I do. One of those reasons is the Triumph first came in RPSMA, and so that's all I buy. And once I standardize to one thing, I standardize across the board. So these are pigtail replacements for RPSMA. Bought off eBay. They're literally like $1 or something a piece. Got a couple of them here. I always keep extras, and I knew I had some new VTXs coming in, so I needed some to replace, and I also just wanted to keep some extra for me in the field. So eBay, Wi-Fi Experts, I believe. Wi-Fi Experts. There you go. Bam. So got those. Let's see. Okay, we got to talk about this in a decent amount of detail because this is awesome sauce times 100. So, switch back over. I've got to give a big, huge shout out to my main man, Burst. If you guys don't know him, you should. He's part of the Zero Ground crew. Awesome pilot, up and coming. I'll flatter myself a little bit here, but you know, he actually reached out to me a while back, like really early this year, about wanting to get into this stuff. He was in San Antonio, and so I pushed him in the direction of the San Antonio Alamo Racers and GARS and all the guys there. This was way before Zero Ground even was in existence or even a thought. And I said, dude, get with these guys. They'll hook you up. You know, a few months later, he hit me up, and we got together for the first time, and he told me the story about how I helped him out. And the kid is just a phenomenal racer. I say kid, he's not that young, but he's a little younger than me. But he's not only a great racer, he is just a great dude. And he found his way to Hobby Wireless, and he now does their social media work. He handles the race team for Electrify RC, which is a brand that Hobby Wireless is now I don't know how to explain it. Let him explain it. But vendors can buy from Electrify RC, and Hobby Wireless also sells Electrify RC. Hobby Wireless makes Electrify RC. The owner is the one who owns it. Anyways, they make some great products now. They've come out with the 3.3 Finch. You've seen me test that on the Solo. We're going to do some more tests with that. I really need to put it in an actual race quad, but I'm waiting on an antenna setup before I do. I should be getting that from VAS or somebody soon, so we'll figure that out. But in the meantime, if you don't know, then here now you know. I am officially part of Team ERC or Electrify RC. Yes, we have a team of, oh man, it's going to kill me if I don't have this right, 6, 7 pilots? Nathan, Reclaw, Russell, Brent, Patrick, Pisha, let's see, Burst, obviously, Gars, Gil, Ryan. I can't even. So basically, it's all of Zero Ground except for Shawnee P. Unfortunately, we added Sean to the Zero Ground team after all of this kind of went down. But our main man Burst got all of Zero Ground, sorry, except for Shawnee, on the Electrify RC team and some other guys, and we've got a great squad. These guys went out this weekend to Dallas, and I can't even tell you how many places they took, but they took a lot of the top 20. And so here you go. So we're part of that squad now. So we got us some shades. I call these the Burst shades. Anytime I see shades like these, I always call them Burst shades because Burst loves these bad boys. He wears them all the time. Cool. So we got the shades. You need the shades because these bad boys here. What we got here, what we got here. So check it out, check it out. 30 amp ERC BL Heli S 2 to 4S ESCs. Woo! That's some hotness. But what are you going to couple those with? What are you going to use with those ESCs to spin your props? Only the baddest motor that you could get, right? There you go. Electrify RC, baby. 2206, 2450. Ooh, do you hear it? Oh, I do. Woo! Ooh, gotta keep them on. Nah, I'm just playing, man. No, for real though, guys. These motors have been tested already. 2206. There's the writing. Let's see if we can get that. 2206. They've been tested by a few of the teammates, and I've seen Gil run these. Oh, 32 bits of Gil. I've seen Gars run these. I've seen Russ run these. I've seen Reclaw. I mean, they've all run them, and those dudes are fast. And they all say these things are dope. So we got them, and there they go. We're going to use those with those ESCs. And what are we going to do with those, Troy? I don't know. Man, you know I always know. So let's dip in a little bit quicker over here. All right. What's in this bag? I know, but you don't. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Oh. Hero 180X by our people over at Aerial Sports League, and it's ASL certified. If you guys don't know about Mark Kornblatt and the Aerial Sports League, you should look them up. Aerial Sports League is an amazing organization. They are not only putting on races for competitive races in the fields and stuff like that, they are actually putting on races in real places, in real events, in real situations, and they put on some really, really cool stuff. I know that sounds really vague and crazy, but just look them up. They do some really great stuff. They give back. They have a ton of workshops. They do makers fairs all across the country. They did the big one in New York recently. It was an epic success. They did the one in San Francisco, which kind of sparked it all, and just all kinds of stuff in between. Mark is phenomenal. And tonight he announced they teamed up with the original founder of Atari, Mr. Bushnell himself. And he is now counseling and kind of on the board of, helping ASL make sure they find their right market. So they're doing some awesome stuff. Now, they also are the ones behind Battle Drones, or what you actually now know as, oh man, I forget what they call it. I'm sorry. I should know this. I had it on top of my head. But anyways, it used to be called as Battle Drones, or Game of Drones is what they used to call themselves. They do the battle drone, those stuff with the larger Hero. It's the kind of waterproof one. A lot of the guys are flying them. Anyways, check that out. This is their new 180 that they basically call indestructible. It is a pod. It's all monocoque. It's PVC or something, some kind of crazy plastic. I don't know. But it's supposed to be pretty much indestructible. So it's semi-waterproof. It's weather resistant because of the way all the components are covered. But we're going to have some fun building this. And I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but this might be for something special coming up in December. Sometime maybe around the 17th. So stay tuned. Or check your MultiGP site for something going down in Austin on the 17th. You never know. You might need a funky sweater, though. So that's awesome, man. Let's talk about that later. We're actually do a full kind of unboxing and a build on this, but I wanted to kind of put it out there that I can tell you right now it's pretty dope. Yeah, it looks good. Molded and everything. Everything's going to just dip in. Oh, man, it looks pretty darn cool. All the hardware, zip ties, 3D printed camera mounts, battery strap. Awesome. Can't wait to open it up. So we know what was going to power it, the 2450 Team ERCs with the 30 amp ESCs. What else is going to go in it? Well, we're going to keep this real simple. We're going to try a new flight controller we haven't tried yet from our dude, Gannon, over at Black Star Drones. He hooked me up with a Tempest. So this handles all your PDB and your flight controller right there. So we're going to use a single board for all of that. Camera-wise, once again, Gannon, man, thank you. You are awesome. And there you go. Run cam. Swift. This is a Swift. We'll drop the run cam Swift in there. And how are we going to... No, that's it. Oh, Unify VTX. There you go. So Unify VTX, ERC motors, ERC ESCs, Tempest flight controller, Swift cam. Guess what kind of props it'll run? 5051 racecraft. Yep. It's a 180 that's going to be able to run a 5-inch 5051 because those cranes reach up high over and the pod is so small. Don't worry, kiddos. I've already asked around. This thing supposedly can handle the amps, and I've asked around. These motors can handle the amps, and we know 30 amp ESCs from ERC will handle the amps. Who's gonna be your hero? Oh man, it's gonna be fun. Oh, it's been so nice. I haven't touched any quad stuff, guys, in like 4 days. So dope, 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 dope. So what else do we got going on? Remember I said I needed a cicada. There we go. We got a cicada. We actually have 2 because the second package eventually came. So there's our 2 cicadas. That's gonna go on the Saturn Titan X225. And we also have more goodies. A bunch of Cicada 4-in-1 20 amp ESC BL Heli S's. 4 to be exact. 2 for me. 2 for that crazy thing you need to figure out that's going on the 17th in December that you might need a funky sweater for. Maybe you'll get a couple of these. All right. What else we got? Last couple of things here. It's all the same, and it's in one big bag. These are, again, Gannon. Black Star Drones, guys. BlackStarDrones.com. Boom. They say Quadcopter NYC because that's his old shop name. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30 amp QNYC F390 2-4S BL Heli multi-shot ready ESCs. I run these on, I think, 3 quads right now. Straight sickness. They just work. That's it. They just work. And they work very well. Crux threw a set on. I forget what he pulled off. I think he pulled Little Bees off. He messaged me immediately and said, dude, these ESCs are so quiet. Like, his motor chatter just dropped completely. I don't know what that means, but sounded really cool. Never had a problem with them. Bulletproof for me. So those will go on a couple of builds. And actually, I'm sorry. 4 of these. Remember, the 17th. Go figure out what's happening in Austin. multigp.com. Those will go over there in that stack. These right here, either on a build or maybe the Zero Ground crew. Somebody needs some ESCs. I am not sure. But that is not all. We have one more pretty large surprise. So, Justin Skinner, Nito Frames. If you don't know about Nito Frames, check them out. Out of Dallas. I did not realize those guys were, Nito was from Dallas until this all went down. But the guys at Dallas and Northeast Speed Freaks, the Jay McKibbin's crew, did an awesome Fall Classic race this weekend. In fact, Gars, Gil, Crux, First, and a bunch of the ERC guys and Broken Props from Austin all went up there. And they took home, I believe, 3rd place in the team event, which was 4 of our guys from Zero Ground. It had Reclaw from ERC and ATX Orion from Broken Prop Crew here in Austin. And those guys took 3rd place in the team event. And then in the single event, Gil, 32 bits of Gil, baby, he took 1st, took home $2,500. Congrats, homie. Other big stuff happening I can't tell you about. But Gars, I think, got 4th. And then Brian Morris and the other race light guy kind of came in between. But while they were up there, Justin Skinner from Nito Frames has something pretty darn cool. We're going to switch back over. Pardon my pajamas, by the way. All right. You see it? Quaddiction. You see it? You see it? There you go. Let's get a little closer. So he has this really awesome gate system. So there you go. Check this out. There are 2 gates in this bag. I'm only going to open one, but there's... Oh, first of all, handle, throw it over your arm, throw it over your shoulder, you can walk around with it, bam, bam, bam. Good material, the bag seems pretty solid material, all that. All right, how do you open one? Let's do it. So, Velcro. you go. Oh, sorry. The room's a little smaller than I expected. Bam. You see it? Dude, that gate just got set up in like 10 seconds. Not even. Justin, this stuff is dope, man. I can't even begin to talk about it. But you guys know I did with the Militia Brothers field exercise with it. We're going to take this thing out to the field very soon and put a couple of them up. I got 4 gates. Now, these things were great price. $25 a gate, 2 per pack for $50 basically is what you get in one bag. Material, I can tell you, is much better quality than the standard gate materials that you find. I don't feel like it's going to rip up on the very first hit necessarily, and even if it does tear a little bit, it doesn't look like it's going to shred the way the other ones do, like the 2-Dog RC ones I had. They're not the same material as Militia Brothers. Militia Brothers still have that top-notch material, I can tell you that. But I have a lot of hope for these. I think they will be amazing. The design is just... Anyway, I won't go into it. Yeah, so you've seen all the goodness. A gate, everything we got going on. I know it was a long video. Thank you for watching, guys. Expect a lot more content in the next few days, kind of checking out all this different stuff and what we're really going to do. And I really just hope to start kind of putting out some content that's going to be helping people in a lot of the questions that we've had in the last week or two. So appreciate it. Fly safe, fly smart. Just fly. Peace.